EastEnders and soaps in general do definitely have a problem with dogpiling on characters and simply just absolutely, like, sometimes on all of the Twitters and the subreddits, you genuinely, these characters are getting attacked like you fucking stole their lunch money every like 20 fucking minutes, like, fuck, give me that fucking lunch money back. And it's like, whoa, what, why is all this happening for? And once again, it's going to be another one of these Reddit videos where we go through certain posts as someone has made the genuine question. Why do the users here just randomly start attacking certain characters? I say that too, because every single time a new character gets brought into the show, the Knights, fuck, who else has been brought in again? Elaine,
Cindy,
like Cindy, Ian.
I
fucking hate
Peter.
this character, man. Fuck this character. This character's
Reese.
fucking shite. I fucking hate this man. And it's like, just give it some time, please.
Keanu.
I need I need to re-say this just because some people don't understand. Every single character who's brought into a soap is supposed to generate some sort of feeling. Whether you love them, like everybody absolutely adored George Knight. Why? Because he got the fucking red carpet treatment. Oh, hello, George Knight is everybody's mate. He's also a really cool ex-boxer, and he also has solved everybody's problems. Holy fuck, we love George Knight. But then we bring in someone like Elaine.
Just want to interfere here. Also, George Knight fought Homelander in my dream, and he helped me defeat Homelander after Homelander pulled Olivine Beale's teeth out.
But yeah, and like you bring in someone like Elaine, someone like Gina, someone like Anna. Fucking hate these characters. They're the fucking worst characters in EastEnders history. They're all fucking garbage. They need to die. Can we just delete them from the show? And like suddenly in about 2 years' time, they're gonna have some of the like biggest storylines. They're gonna be involved in some of the biggest storylines. Like Elaine's probably gonna be the one who kills the body at Christmas, and that's genuinely gonna be a thing. And oh look, everybody's gonna be fucking terrified of her because she's accidentally killed someone. She's not a fucking murderer. She's never done anything like harmful to anyone, but she did it to protect her family. Now she's gonna be all sympathetic. Everybody's gonna be like, oh man, it's really hard seeing Elaine like this, you know. Oh, this is really miserable. Don't send her to prison. You can't. And then I'm gonna be here like, well, you didn't fucking like her at the start, did you? You fucking morons. It's just like, alright, so obviously we cover the soap awards, and obviously the Coronation Street acid attack storyline, that won a bunch of awards at the soap awards, and that featured Daisy Midgley, a character who was introduced about 2 years ago, and lo and behold, what treatment did she get? She's the fucking worst character in fucking history. She needs to get fucking deleted. What's everybody saying now? I love Daisy. She's the best character. She's my favourite character. Why? Because you fucking give a shit. And if you don't give a shit, that character's condemned to nothing. Think about Vi in fucking Highways. Shit, I'm gonna go find my son. Who the fuck cares? Everybody just went, I fucking hate Vi, and then she never improved. So she got booted because she was shit. Like, there's so many... None of these characters are introduced to make you go, nah, fuck it. You know, they're supposed to rile you up. They're supposed to annoy you. And if they don't, they've not really been figured out properly. Oh, there we are. I just need to keep repeating that because every single fucking time a new character comes in, everybody's like, fucking shit, like, that's the whole point, lads. Please. Oh, alright, I'm going to take a drink whilst I recover my breath.
Okay, my opinion is every character has to be copied from the same character, because you need to get an original character, you need to take some assets from other characters. Like Family Guy wouldn't exist without the Simpsons wouldn't exist without the Flintstones wouldn't exist without a previous cartoon for them. South Park wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Beavis and Butthead. King of the Hill wouldn't exist, like Ren and Stimpy wouldn't exist because of the Simpsons. Rick and Morty definitely wouldn't exist without the Simpsons, Family Guy, South Park. Like, you know what I mean? Back to the... Huh?
Well, it's just Rick and Morty, right? It's like it's the
Back to the Future. Well, it is Back to the Future, but it is an adult comedy. Adult
yeah,
comedies
but two of the main characters stem from the characterizations of the two main characters in Back to the Future. So.
Yeah, I'll give you that. But like again, adult comedy wasn't a thing 50 years ago. Just like EastEnders wasn't a thing 50 years ago. The reason why you have Dirty Den is because Dirty Den was copied from someone in the original writer's mind, albeit it was probably Bob from down the road, but they went Bob slept with multiple women. Do you know it'd be funny if I gave that to Dirty Den, and then Dirty Den slept with multiple women, and then he got killed by multiple women. Like, you know what I mean? Like, every character can't be the same. You have to change it. This is the criticism that people give Family Guy, and I agree with it. Because I know I'm comparing cartoons to soaps, but again, the great example is Family Guy. You basically look at Family Guy. The early seasons, Peter Griffin he was a unique person, and then over the years they went, do you know what would be funny if you just made him Peter Griffin, or not Peter Griffin? You made him Homer Simpson. If he was an absolute knob and he was a gobshite.
Yeah.
And then
the character definitely kind of, it starts off as a unique, well, fairly unique. It's not that unique. It's just like fucking layabout fucking dad, fat, kind of wants to help his kids, but is kind of useless in the same way. And then obviously through time, it's like, haha, isn't it funny how he hates Meg? Haha, haha, Meg. Haha. It's like, oh, for fuck's sake, why have you gotten to this point, lads? Why is it so jaded?
Like, again, and people are going, why are you comparing adult comedy to soaps? Because again, Peggy Mitchell wouldn't exist if it wasn't for Angie. Like, Angie walked so Peggy could fly.
Yeah.
Like, Peggy, it's like how people view how life was made, and this might upset Catholics, but again, if we're going back to history, it's like how we all adapted from fish. Like, but God wasn't up there ejaculating us all out of his fucking sack, like. You know, we all evolved through our history.
I don't know where this is going.
It's the exact same characters in soaps. Don't just fucking...
We all came from fish, and that's why it's exactly like soaps. For fuck's sake. I'm just gonna give you a fucking rope. Just get in the fucking boat. I'm fucking paddling. Let's read more of this fucking article. Not article, this Reddit page, because Jesus fucking Christ. Piggy's on an acid trip. Oh. Anyone who has spent a decent amount of time in the subreddit will know that the users will just suddenly choose a random character and proceed to complain about that character for months on end, as if they're more than just a harmless soap character. It's a weird obsession, in my opinion. There we are. That's my approach to Reddit. Shut the fuck up, you fucking idiots.
Just use Reddit for that.
Exactly. The first time I noticed this was with Alfie. The users despised him for several months. It got so bad that I struggled to find a single thread without someone attacking him as if he was a real-life criminal or something. All of his worst mistakes would regularly be brought up, and the users would conveniently ignore the mistakes that other characters like Kat and Phil have made. It's not as bad anymore, but the hate was pretty intense for a while there. Obviously, when Alfie was brought back, he was just kind of swooning, trying to get Kat, to get with him again. And she wasn't interested, so everybody's like, fucking Alfie, know your fucking place. Fuck off. And then obviously now Alfie's back in his good graces, because...
See, I think a problem with that also relies on the previous writer. Again, Piggy digging up the previous writer. He's just been dead.
Well, to be fair, I'm pretty sure he did return under, the early Clenshaw. So there could have been a crossover period. But yeah, no, fair enough. You could probably point to that.
The previous writer basically made Alfie so toxic. He made him an incel, basically, nearly. He was so toxic. Like, he beat women. Why would he beat women? Because it's funny, lol. He fucking sold people who weren't dead coffins. And why did he do that? Because the writer told him to. Alfie didn't make these mistakes. It's like if Chris Clenshaw was writing 2018 he would have never made these mistakes. But simply because a writer accidentally just went...
I mean, I will say this, as much as this was previous Alfie, when he was brought back and he was disliked, it was still under Chris Clenshaw. because there was still the very like kind of weird Cat and Alfie, where Alfie wants to get back with Cat, but Cat's with Phil and happy with Phil. That was the time that Alfie tried to kiss her and she's like, fuck off. So, you know, there was reason to dislike the Alfie Moon character at that time, because he was like a really like, yeah, you want to be with me though, and it's like, I do not. I'm not interested. But there we are. Now it seems like Keanu is this sub's current enemy, with many users attacking him every chance they get. He was never a huge fan favourite, but I didn't really expect people to abruptly start hating Keanu as much as they are now. Again, based on the way they talk about him, it's as if he's the real person who personally harmed some of the users here. So I'm curious why this has been happening so much over the past year or so. Is it just a weird hate bandwagon, or is there more to it? As someone who's been on Reddit for a decent amount of time, and has been viewing the EastEnders subreddit for a long time, it's not a fucking surprise. It's not new. It's been there for years. The EastEnders subreddit is full of miserable fucking people. There's some good people. There's some lovely fucking people on the Reddit. But there's also people who absolutely fucking despise the show. So many people who talk about soaps as if, like, they're being forced to watch the fucking thing. It's like, you're not being forced, lads. It's choice. Like, it's a fucking... You make the choice to watch soaps. You're not being forced to.
It is basically like... It's basically like they're being told to watch like that.
It's not like... Yeah, they're not like fucking A Clockwork Oranges, where like their eyes are like bound open, like dripping it, like... Yeah... Oh, fuck. It's a choice to watch soaps. You watch it because you like the show, and if you don't watch the show, don't fucking watch it, lads.
But, like, you can hate her character, that is fine. But I've seen this a lot in wrestling. Again, great example. Again, people are going to go, why are you bringing her up? Just a great example. CM Punk and Jugspike got into a fight recently at the time of this recording, which led to CM Punk's firing. So everyone immediately went, fuck Jungle Boy, fuck him, horrible dick, shat on my nanny's grave. And you're like, he literally just made a terrible joke at a show, and you're all just jumping on the bandwagon because he got someone fired. Well, in quotations.
Yeah, it's in quotations, and it's simply the fact of you're upset because the fucking shit you like has been fucked with. And it's like, just have a bit more. It's like, it's not a new thing at all, and I don't know why it's such a big thing in the soap community. We're all just mardy fuckers. We're all angry at everything, and we say that as two very active podcasters who, you know, we stay mostly positive. The most negative we get is when we're talking about fucking Reddit and their fucking stupid opinions. That's how it usually works with us.
Like, again, I've basically seen this a lot in the wrestling community, so it makes no surprise to me that this has made its way over to, like, soaps, because people who sit behind a computer like we do, well, there's a difference. We sit behind it and we go, Ash, look at this funny fat seal. And Ash goes, it's a very fat seal, isn't it? But, like, people sit behind the computer. I was one of these people, and they've just given the most shit opinions to rile people up. So 90% of these people are just trying to get a reaction out of you. Well, the 10% are just genuinely, like, they just genuinely just want to see the world burn. Like, they want to believe in climate change, and climate change will set the fucking universe into an furnace. Like, they want to see it become a furnace. Like,
me too. Just... I mean, oh yeah. Sorry, carry on.
But yeah, like, I understand you want to scroll through a subreddit, see like, oh, what do people think about Reese and Sonia, and oh, Debbie and Reese, and oh, Keanu and Sharon. But like, people just like to hate, and people like to jump on bandwagons. We were all, whether it was Star Wars, Marvel, DC, fucking EastEnders, wrestling, we were all bandwagoners. We all jumped on a hate train.
I used to be a balance fan. Personally,
I used to hate Tom Holland as Spider-Man because, oh, Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield got replaced. But like, I've since grown up and realised that Tom Holland's not a bad Spider-Man. It's just the fact
you can enjoy everything in its own little way, is the thing.
Yeah. And like, I've seen it again, a great example with wrestling again is I've seen it with people just hating the Young Bucks. Why? they do flips. I've seen it with Star Wars, where people just hate Star Wars because why? It's Star Wars. Because women characters are all in the galaxy. Like DC, again, it happens in every fucking genre. No matter what you do.
It happens with all it happens with everything, really. People have their own opinions on what they believe is the best and what they believe is how things should go. And sometimes when things aren't going the way you necessarily want it to, let's say me, when obviously Ben Mitchell's had this big eating disorder storyline this year, in the aftermath of Lola's death. Who's Ben Mitchell to Lola? He got pregnant once and has a daughter with her. But like, you know, in my take, why the fuck is Jay not having this tragic storyline where Jay's just relegated to being slightly sadder? And it's like, why is Ben getting this fucking storyline? He's not even the closest person to Lola. Like, you know, this is why we lash out. This is why we get angry. But let's, you know, take a step back. Let's look at what some of the...
Just want to quickly say, like, you are entitled to, again, you're entitled to your opinion.
Yeah.
But if you're just hating a character, to hate them because, oh, Johnny hates them and Sam hates them and fucking Ellie down the road hates them, you're just jumping on a bandwagon.
Yeah, sometimes it's just completely needless, right? Like, you know, something big's just happened, but I'm gonna say why this is shit. And it's like, just enjoy this big thing happening. Like, it's important.
Actually, a funny thing I want to bring up, because I will never get to bring it up again. It's like the person that gave out about Starfield. I don't know if you've seen this video. The
bald lad.
Fucking pronouns, where the guy just went on a rant because they have fucking he, they, them, he, her. And like, it's like, mate, it's not even important to the game. Fucking calm down. You're just mad because basically,
I mean,
English
it's a common thing. It's a common thing where people are just like, why are you angry? Because they're doing something I don't like. And it's like, it's not bigger than this. It's not bigger than it is. You're just angry because you don't like the pronoun situation. And you know, you're entitled to your own opinion.
Pronouns.
But like, fuck me, why is it gotta be like piss and blood thrown at it?
I love it though.
My favourite bit is
fucking pronouns.
My favourite bit is someone like edit it with like the like 30-second demands, like the yeah, take me down, that one.
Oh, send me that.
And like the fucking like the Call of Duty like quick scope montages, you know. Or like the fucking, you know, just like the 2008, like, tell me one, do it, and it's like for fucking quick scope, and he's like, fucking prone. It's absolutely hilarious. But let's go into the Reddit.
we're not here to talk about this. I just wanted to bring it up because it is basically like he's hopping on a bandwagon because, basic English is being roped into a video game. I don't like that. Hashtag Trump for president 2024. Like, he's just mad because...
He's just mad because he doesn't like the trans situation.
It's funny though, because when he goes up to a person, he'll have to go, "Hey, he over there. You're using a pronoun, you gobshite."
Yeah, listen, right, it's not divulged into this. Some people might not like it. You know, we've made our stances pretty fucking clear. But yeah, let's actually delve into this, as fuck me, this has already been 20 minutes and we've only read one fucking post. People are venting about what they believe is poor writing, or they are just frustrated at the way the character has acted, because viewers, we have a parasocial relationship with characters on screen, but they aren't attacking anyone. Saying mean things about a fictional character or making valid or invalid criticisms of writing isn't an attack. It's not a threat to anyone. Excuse me. They just aren't liking an aspect of the show or a way a character behaves. It's just critique. They aren't picking out a character at random, generally a character we discuss a lot because a large percentage of people are thinking the same thing. Okay, this is fairly reasonable. I do respect this somewhat. I do agree that everybody's entitled to have their own opinion and they're allowed to like give out about it if they want to. But I'm not entirely on the board with saying like you're allowed to give all of your opinions all the fucking time. Like, you're allowed to give your takes, but maybe don't fucking give it every single time. Like, it's like fucking dog, just Keanu. It's like you just smelt fucking wind, mate. Like, there's literally nothing there. Fucking. Fucking genuinely, and then it becomes like everybody's like, yeah, fucking Keanu's over here, and then they like get to the fence, and then it's like it's just a fucking fence. There's nothing there. There was no scent the entire time. You know, people get a bit too obsessed with complaining about set things. You know, I remember back in the day, I got obsessed with this weird little dumb little like Twitch beef between two people, and it turns out that both people are absolute fucking scumbags, and I didn't want to be like on the side of either of them. But you know, we all get obsessed, we all get like a bit attached vicariously through, and you know, but there we are. Do you have anything to say on that one?
Again, I used to get upset about like fucking about drama that used to happen again in wrestling. And then I realised, why am I doing this? I'm a grown adult. These are two grown men who can't settle their fucking, like, their insecurities. Like, they want to complain on Twitter and, like, sort it out online, where literal people that you don't know want to get involved and go, this guy's right because this other guy's a dick. Why is he a dick? Because he didn't put over this guy in 2015. And you're like, mate, just grow up.
Just get over
like,
it.
Again. But yeah, I've since grown up and went, look, again, going back to the Funkin' Jungle Boy one, I'm like, look, it's none of my business. It's just fucking funny how one guy got upset because he said cry me a river and he proceeded to choke someone out.
Yeah, it's quite unreasonable, isn't it?
But yeah, like, it's again, like in subs, like, it's just, I don't understand. You're allowed to have your opinion. You can have an opinion again on the Jungle Boy CM Punk thing, but I don't have to listen to your opinion.
Yeah,
I can put it to my
I don't
side.
need to listen to your opinion every single time it's mentioned. Remember this? I remember this one time in 2009 where this character was shit. Well, that's why they're shit, and that's why they've always been shit. It's like, we're not even talking about this. They've been dead for 10 years. Why are you still moaning about this one thing that only you give a shit about? But yeah,
me whenever people go, oh, you remember CM Punk's title right? The Rock beat him. Me.
Someone just goes, yep, if there are a lot of fans venting about the same character and the poor behaviour from them or poor acting / screenwriting, essentially there's a grain of truth to what they're all saying, and that's how they all feel at the end of the day. However, bandwagons also exist, and now I tend to find the E fandom, they are used just as much for hyping up a character / actor who's in a good phase, usually with a sprinkling of recency bias, but yeah, this can go for hate as well. As this person says, Daisy Midgley, fucking hate this character, fuck this character. This character's the worst fucking character ever. 2 years later, biggest Coronation Street star, one of the best actresses on the show. Lo and behold, the writers knew what they were fucking doing. But you know, recency bias is a big issue with the internet, and I really, really dislike it because it clouds all the judgment. Alright, it clouds all of the judgment. Because like I said, everybody's saying, I love Daisy Midgley, best fucking character. And it's like, yeah, but you weren't saying this 2 years ago, were you? And this happens in so many different mediums where it's like, oh, I've always liked this character. It's like, you fucking haven't though, have you? Yeah. Okay. I've always loved them. They're my favourite character. They've been my favourite character for last year. What about 2 years ago? I didn't like him then. See, you didn't always fucking like him, did you? Stop trying to say you like something because you now like it and you've now retroactively gone, I never disliked this.
It's again, why am I holding Daredevil? It's basically like when Daredevil was brought into She-Hulk, they all went, his fucking character's ruined. They ruined Daredevil. And it's like, mate, they made him have sex with She-Hulk. Like, what did he do?
We'd all do it.
I mate. If she had a penis, I would let her choo my train. But again, I bring him in here because he's also being involved. It's like Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones got a lot of hatred. Why? Because there was a new woman introduced in the film, and they went, that makes Indy look like a gobshite. And I'm like, mate, it's just a new direction. Because this film, I believe, is set in the year the moon landing happened, which would be 59.
Yeah, something like that.
And basically, they go trying a dial of destiny, and then they basically all complained because it's not about Indiana Jones, it's about this woman as well. And you're like, mate, it's still an Indiana Jones film.
Indiana Jones like 70 now. He can't fucking do everything.
Would he be 70? I don't know what age he'd be in the universe.
But they're not in the universe. But like, you know, like you gotta. Yeah, I'd imagine a lot of people will be like, "Oh, the Indiana Jones franchise is fucking shite," and it's like it's just 2 bad movies. Like,
well, I'd say Indiana Jones 4 is bad, even though I haven't seen it. Indiana Jones 5 is pretty good.
Well, I mean,
4 is just people just all go 4 is terrible.
Mention She-Hulk and Indiana Jones in one video. Imagine people already frothing from the fucking mouth. Let's just carry on with this one. But you know, like we're all attached to these characters. We do genuinely love these characters. One of my favorite soap characters ever is a character called Kirsty Soames, and she was involved in a very high-profile like domestic abuse like storyline. She abused her husband Tyrone, and this was this really big, drawn-out, long storyline. But I was super invested in this character. Why? Because they spent so much time investing as to why she would be doing this, and like there's a lot of tragedy within that character in itself. Like there's a lot of tragic shit that goes on in her life that makes you go, fuck, she really doesn't want to be this bad, but this is just how it comes across. Another character who I got a bit obsessed with back in the day was obviously the stalker Sarah Cairns, one who stalked Martin, because he didn't try anything with her when he was drunk. And it's a really tragic character because she just wants to find a good person. She wants to find a good man, but she never does, and got a bit too obsessed and tried to fucking stab Sonia. But you know, not a good character to say the least. But you know, I've been obsessed with these characters. I've been exclusively like, these are the coolest fucking shit ever. Nobody can fucking take my opinion on this. My opinion's gospel. And it's like, it's just wrong though, isn't it? You like these characters all you want, but you don't need to spend every 5 fucking seconds telling everyone, well, you're right and they're wrong. Because ultimately nobody fucking cares. And yeah, ultimately, a lot of this thread does continue to talk about why, you know, well, why do people hate Ben, Keanu, Vinny? All these characters are the 3 biggest sticklers I hate within the last little while. You know, people now despise Janine because the last run was shit, and it was I like Janine. I thought the last run was good. But, you know, I don't just view it as how shit came across. People say they don't understand mental health with characters like Jean, Stacy, and Lily, and feel like people who can connect with bipolar, even though Jean and Lily appear manipulative at times and calculate at times, and Stacy is a victim. You know, people see what they want to see, and they see how it affects the other. Basically, I have a fucking... I'm hiding a fucking snowball on my body, and this is my fucking snowball. Nobody is allowed to fucking touch this snowball. It's staying with me. But the second someone goes near it, I fucking punch him in the face. Like, that's just not on, is it? Like, they were just walking by. Fuck off. Whoa, what the fuck, man? That's completely unreasonable. Why'd you just try punch me? You got close to my little fucking snowball. You know?
Again,
probably shouldn't use the snowball thing because it kind of I get bad flashbacks to anybody using the term snowflake, but you know, snowball.
Again, just to touch on the mental health aspect. People, I'm not saying I understand what bipolar is. I don't have bipolar. I don't understand the struggle of bipolar. But with someone with mental health issues like myself and like Ash just going, no, I'm fucking autistic, not mentally.
I'm fucking perfectly. No, I've definitely got my issues. Let's be fully honest.
but we can relate to Jean, Stacey, not Lily, because we don't know what Lily has.
Yeah, like
she had a child.
There's been no genuine thoughts about Lily having mental health issues. Just to make that fully clear.
But we can relate to like Jean having a bad day, like don't want to get out of bed, don't know what to have for breakfast, don't know what clothes to wear, don't know whether they want to shit or piss. Like we've all, like people with mental health will always have them days. But people who don't know that circle, like that kind of thing, oh, why are you depressed? I just don't feel like myself today. Fucking go for a walk. Oh yeah, that's gonna help me. And then I see a bridge and I'm like, wee! But like, but my problem is people who don't see into the mental health circle are just, it's fucking fake, fucking not real. Just get up and go for a walk. Like if you understood what these characters are going through. Because bipolar is not just something made up in EastEnders. Like, it's not written in the dictionary. Bipolar written by previous writers. Like, bipolar is a real thing. You do not fuck with people with bipolar, I will tell you that much. You can be friends with them, but do not fuck with them. Because you're going to lead to a complicated road. For people who don't understand that, you're just going to think, oh, they're faking it. Well, obviously they're faking it because they don't actually have bipolar, I don't think. But they have bipolar in the show. Which is why Jean Slater, in my opinion, is one of the greatest characters. Because 5 years ago, I went, Jean Slater is absolutely shit. Why? She has bipolar. And then 5 years later, I'm fat, obese, and why do you like Jean Slater? Love her. Why? She has bipolar. And why is that? Because she shows how hard life can be with someone with mental health. And people who don't understand that will just look past it. It's like, a great example, Reese. People look at Reese and go, he's a tool, he's a gobshite, he's the R word. Or E-T, you get the word. And people go, but why do you have this opinion? I just don't understand them. Yeah. Yes, you don't understand them because you don't have social awkwardness. Reese is just socially awkward, and for some reason he's manipulating his nearly dead wife.
Yeah, there are starting to be a couple of reasons to kind of be like, I don't know, Reese, this is a bit weird here. But yeah.
But I'm speaking from the perspective of when Reese was first introduced, not weird what they're doing with him now. But like Bobby Beale, again, we just did a video on why someone was calling him an incel. And it's like, he's just socially awkward. He doesn't want to fuck women. He doesn't want to rape them. He doesn't want to murder them. He accidentally murdered someone. Why would he want to do it again? So, like, if you don't understand it, just ask someone who understands it. Like, if you ask your mate Johnny, right, let's just say, you don't have mental health issues, Ash. I do. If you go to me, I don't understand Jean Slater. Can you please explain to me what Jean Slater is? More than likely, your friend will go, right, I don't have bipolar, but I can give you my experience. 9 out of 10 times they're going to be like that. There is going to be one guy who's going to be like, fuck right off, get the fuck out of my face. But more than likely, a person with mental health will open up about their mental health. There will obviously be people who refuse, and I'm one of them. I'm very particular about who knows my business.
Yeah.
I believe Ash is the same, I don't know.
It's open. I mean, yeah, mental health is another thing. Like, you know, even if you may not have necessarily like a specific like mental like disorder, for example, like I've never have had an interaction with anybody with bipolar disorder. But yeah, there are some of the tendencies that you see in people who have some mental illness and have some struggle, have some depression and anxiety. You know, you can see some people when they're slowly like getting worse. And you can see this as someone like kind of like stumbling down, you know, the mental health is getting worse. So now some of these like slightly stranger tendencies, some of these slightly more abnormal things are like getting a bit amped up. They're getting a bit too kind of intense for some people. And it's perfectly fine because mental health is a scary thing. And I don't think I've seen that much dogpiling in terms of characters with mental health issues. It's just if it's not said that there's any issues, like people are kind of like with Reese, people are just like, Reese just fucking weird, isn't he? Because it's not like he's not being called autistic or he's not being called like a socially awkward, for example.
And again, sorry to dig on you Americans, but it's like the Americans, you have to spell it out to them. And if you don't spell it out to them, they're just like, then why is this character like this? There has to be a reason. It's like, not every character needs a reason why they're stupid. Some characters will just be written stupid. It's not like, oh, Reese is stupid. Why? He's autistic. Look, fucking autistic people are smart. I tell you that much. Ash is more the funny.
Not me.
Ash is more. Ash is more the knowledge autistic. Though that's the problem. You'd be like, Ash, how are you? And Ash be like, do you know in 1985 when they were rewriting EastEnders, they had to change 5 characters because they were racially incorrect. Like, Jesus Christ, Ash, I just asked you how you are. Well, now you know this kind of thing. And it's like, Jesus, Ash, I just asked how your day was. But, yeah,
Like, even just
people want
speaking,
things better.
like, even just kind of speaking just this about, like, you know, I could even relate to some of like the Theo slightly obsessive stuff. I've got my issues. Never been obsessed with any actual person, you know, like, you know, just get some fucking, I'm not fucking incel me, but you know, if I'm particularly done in, then I've got some heavy attachment issues. Maybe I'll start getting slightly obsessed with something. Maybe I'll start getting slightly too interested in something, slightly too invested. Like, there's a lot of these situations that, you know, you may even relate to on some of this stuff, but also, for the most part, you have the other part in your brain that goes, okay, this isn't fucking real. It's alright. Just calm down. It's fine. Nothing's happening. Like, you know, you get invested in these characters. These characters mean a lot to you. So many of these soap characters we've seen for years. I've been watching soaps for what, like maybe like 5-6 years now, and I've watched multiple years of like soaps just like catching up. You know, some of these characters are like, I mean, I try to avoid the parasocial like fucking relationship route. I'm not like, yeah, Tyrone, what do you think? And then Tyrone's like, I'm a paid actor, mate. You know, I'm not like, what do you think, guy? But you know, like if one of them gets hurt or one of them dies, I'm gonna be fucking crying my fucking eyes out. Why? Because I've spent years like spending, well, not spending time, but you know, I spent years like seeing these characters grow and develop and change, and that's why people get so upset with how characters' directions are going. Because you look at Alfie Moon being brought back in 2018, 2019, I think it was 2018. And you go, what the fuck? This isn't the Alfie Moon I remember. He was just here 2 years ago. Now he's selling funerals to people who aren't dead yet, conning people out of money, having a child with a much younger woman who isn't Cat, and now trying to kidnap a child. Like, this isn't my Alfie Moon. This makes no sense. I really dislike this. There are reasons to get super upset and animated about it, but it's just about suppressing that like inner like deep urge to just be like, that's fucking shit, and then it's like, okay, and then you go, that's still fucking shit, and it's like, it's been like 3 months, you're like, that's still fucking shit, and it's like, you gotta calm down a little bit, lads. You can't just, I appreciate you disliking how this is working, but please don't say it every single time.
Like, Ash can vouch for me. I was this person. Ash can pretty much vouch for me. And there would be times where, because he has a Discord. You're only invited if you're a member of the Aqua Dreams channel. If you're watching Walford thing, you can't be part of it, or easily entertained, or even, well, if you're sad, you can be part of it. But we used to do wrestling cons where we'd watch the pay-per-views. It was me, Ash, and a few others, and then I'd give my shit opinions, and people would give out to me, and I'd be like, you just don't understand it. And I used to be that person, but then I grew out of it. Well, I like to say I grew out of it.
Yeah,
and now there is one person where I directly give them shit opinions, so they'll be like, what the fuck do you mean, Piggy? This wrestler saved 9 people's lives in the war of World War II. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. I'm just saying he's a shit wrestler because he can't do a headlock. Shout out to you if you're watching this. But yeah, like, I dislike 2018 Alfie Moon. I will bring it up any chance I get, because I just find it funny, because I just want to see the internet go, you're fucking wrong, you're fucking wrong, you're fucking wrong, fucking die, will you? And you're like, mate, you're caring too much about a soap. It's like, I'll never understand the stands for anything. Like, if you're on Instagram, because for people who want a bit of context, I run the Watching Walford Instagram page. I still go on it occasionally to look at the spoilers. It's been dead for months, but I might bring it back. But basically, you go on this, and there's like fucking Stucky Eve 101, and they go through every little thing. They're literally, hold on, they're literally on their phone like that. Fuck, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Fucking look, they kissed in that scene. Oh fuck, look, did she smell his underwear? And you're like, mate, you're too much interested in this. Like, I love soaps. I love EastEnders mostly. You won't find me watching Hollyoaks or Fair City or anything like that. I used to watch Home and Away because my nanny watched it, but that's different. And then she got dementia and she didn't really want to watch it because if you have dementia, you're gonna find the show very hard to watch. You'd be like, who's John? John was introduced yesterday. Who's John? Oh, fuck's sake. But anyways, I just don't understand the obsession to characters. Again, you can have your opinion on them, but if you're obsessed...
understand it, simply because obviously most people who watch this kind of stuff, they usually are. Some people are in particularly dark places, and they see this as like the sense of joy. Like, this is my fucking joy. I love this. This is fantastic. I need this. Give me more. But then at some point, it gets a bit too much, you know. It's now like, now you're fucking staying up till 12 to look at all of the Suki and Eve spoiler images just to be like, yes, give me the fucking, yeah, give me this fucking shit, inject the Suki and Eve into my fucking arms. And you know, sometimes that can become a toxic element. Because you see this as all good. All of this is the very fucking lovely good that I need in my life. And then, you know, it turns out that suddenly there's a fucking surprise, like they're not together anymore. You're like, no, we were so close. We were nearly there.
It's, again, going back to the wrestling games, like, I used to be a big fan of Grimm's Toy Show. He's very popular in the wrestling community. Well, he used to be like 10 years ago because he did wrestling figure reviews. Well, his character did. He didn't. In quotations. It's basically like I'd stay up till about 9 or 10 p.m. and I'd watch his videos. Because I used to be a fan. I even wrote to him. Never wrote me back, the bitch. And then I grew out of that phase. Still watched the Tax Lug. It was another. He wouldn't really be well known. He's just sort of grouped in as Grimm's mates. Then I stopped watching him. You can like again. You can like a character. You can look to a character and go, I relate to that character. But if you're literally writing 5 essay pages, that could be your time well spent on having a shit. Then it's like, mate, you're just. You're not. I understand you're in a dark place, but you know, don't get out. Like, love the person, but don't obsess over them. Because I fucking hate that. It's like the one thing, like, again, another thing to go back to wrestling. So that one guy, AJ Styles, for people who want to know, he has a massive tattoo with all his children on his side. And this one, I don't know whether he was Indian, I don't know what he was. I think he was Indian, I'm not too sure. He could have been Irish. It doesn't matter, but I was just making a point. I don't know what he was, sorry to bring that up, but he basically got all of AJ's tattoos, and I'm like, man, you do realize you're putting his kid's date of birth on your stomach, on the side of your stomach, and it's like, you again, that's like if Bobby Bracer has some tattoos on his arms, like if you got his tattoos, and like, why are you getting the tattoos? Bobby Bracer got it, and you're like,
does get a little bit strange at that point. It's
like, I understand.
Obsession shouldn't account for mental illness. Like, not all people who get obsessed with things are mentally ill. Let's not loop that in together, because some people might weaponize like, you're just obsessed because you're fucking mental. It's like, no. Alright, all people in all different situations can get a little bit too into something, a little bit too, like, you know, a bit too, like, into this one thing. It happens all the time. Some people get swept up. Like, ask me what I was doing around, like, the last general election. I was like, yeah, fucking, woo, fucking, Labour's fucking sick. Yeah, we're gonna fucking win, boys. Everybody vote. And then, like, the second that Labour lost, I was just like, there we are. That was dumb. I don't know why I was so obsessed with that. You know, like, I was just spouting about this for the last, like, fucking 3 months. Just now let's just chill. Let's just be done with this. Doesn't matter anymore. It's finished.
And I'm just gonna make a comparison. If you get like look at my hand, I don't know what way this would be on the YouTube camera, but if you look at my hand, you will see I have an Angels and Airwaves tattoo. You can get a tattoo of your favorite band, that's alright. If you get their logo, or like say you like Spider-Man, you get Spider-Man's logo, or for Indiana Jones you get a whip. Although I would try and just make sure that it's coloured like Indiana Jones's whip and not like an actual historical whip, because that might lead to some dodgy interactions. But if you're getting a tattoo, just make sure you get it of the franchise. Like I was looking at Green Day tattoos because I wanted to get the Heart Grenade on my palm, because that album helped me through a rough time. And I was fucking scrolling looking for tattoos, going, oh, that's cool, that's a bit shit. And then I seen this guy and he had a massive Billy Joe Armstrong face tattooed onto his arm, and I'm like, Jesus. I love tattoos. I love them. I think you only live once. What's God gonna really say when you get to the pearly gates? You got a tattoo. You think you're better than me. He's not. He's gonna be like, you got a tattoo. Fair fucking play, lad. You're trans. Fair fucking play. Get in here. We have Michael Barrymore up here. He's singing songs. Leslie Graham, he's sat off to the side. Just ignore him. Like get tattoos if you want to get tattoos, but if you're literally getting someone's face plastered on your arm, your leg, your back, don't. Please, that's a bit creepy. That's like if we get a Watching Walford stan who just gets both our faces printed on their legs. I'm like, mate, oh, you can be a fan of us. You can like our characters, but please, just know that we're human beings. I just did the funny ha-has. I say some dumb shit. Like I just said that we all evolved from fucking fish, and then this is how we got sub-characters. I can say that because I'm a dumb human being. Ash says some dumb shit. You can enjoy our characters, but if you obsess about us, I will be like, mate, I'll take a photograph with you. I'll fucking shake your hand. I'll do anything you want. Well, in reasonable length, I'll do anything you want. Again, I understand we're not A-list celebrities, but I'm just speaking in general. Again, you can enjoy us, but if you obsess over us, we will be like, tone it down, please. Or I will be, at least. Ash might be like, yeah, fucking you like me.
How many zeros? Well, bloody hell, here we go. Well, here's our new host of the podcast. He's given us 3 fucking grand an episode. How's it going, mate? Oh, mate, sorry, you muted. Your microphone's not working. Oh, just sit there. We'll figure it out next episode.
But yeah, and again, going back to the thing again, you can obsess over a character because characters aren't real. But if you can take the character from the person, but please do not confuse the two of them. Like you can hate Reese because Reese is shit. But don't hate Johnny Freeman simply because he plays a socially awkward character. It's like Karen Taylor. Ash hates Karen Taylor, but not the person who plays Karen Taylor.
Yeah. Like basically the second that starts to get blurred, that's when you should probably like stop, have a look, and go, has this gone a bit too far?
Yes. Again, going back to characters and subs, there's a difference between hating a character and loving a character. And I feel like you can love a character, you can hate a character. If you cross that line and you start intertwining them as a person, like, again, great example, Hayley Slater, beautiful character, misunderstood character. The actress, absolute wanker.
Yeah.
Again, want a wrestling example? Soraya, lovely person. Well, I don't know if she's a lovely person. She's an alright person. Her boyfriend, massive right-wing wanker. Fuck him. You can like Soraya. You can hate Soraya simply because she dates a right-winger. Again, just no. These actors are real people who have real jobs and are entertaining you. And the minute you start looking at the actor like he's the character he plays, that's when you need to go, maybe I do have a problem. But yeah, it's just that kind of thing that I hate. Again, if you like a character, albeit if you like Alfie Moon, fair enough, I don't mind. But if you're constantly on Twitter, you're constantly on Reddit going, I fucking hate Alfie Moon, then I'm gonna be like, mate, maybe Stop complaining and get a reason to love life. Instead of wasting your time shouting at a wall that's not going to listen. Because it's a fucking wall.
I mean, it's like how I wanted when they decided to rebrand Twitter, I wanted Twitter to be called The Void, because that's just a fucking sick name, and it kind of describes what Twitter is. You're fucking yelling into the void, hoping that someone goes, nice one! You're like, yeah, fucking nailed it, boys, absolutely. Yeah, fucking 10 likes, yeah. Nail that one. You know, it is just yelling into the void, hoping that someone's gonna listen. But, you know, sometimes people do listen, and sometimes you are just quite abrasive. So ultimately, don't fucking stalk your favourite characters and think that they are the actors. Don't fucking, like, just, you know, you're allowed to get obsessed. We're humans. We're not really great. Like, you know, sometimes our nature's a little bit fucking weird. Some people get obsessed with things. But ultimately, don't fucking inflict it on anybody else, really.
It's like a professional wrestler. He's a real wrestler. He's not a wrestling wrestler. He's like he's an actual weightlifter wrestler. Like, he fucking does tackles and shit. It's like Dave Conrad said. Celebrities were never meant to be because people cannot handle the fame. And that's true. And the reason I brought that up is because it's the exact same thing with the fans of celebrities. It's the moment when so you basically have a boundary. So the Rock is there, the boundary's here, and you're here where I'm sitting. If you have that boundary and you're there with the Rock will be like, I'll take a photo with you, but piss off afterwards. It's like, again, for people who want my experience again, like when I went to All In, there was fucking, I met up with some people, and they were all waiting outside the hotel to see like Julia Hart, Austin Gunn,
all the wrestlers, essentially. All the wrestlers.
Yeah, all the wrestlers. And I'm like, I don't agree with this. And people go, which wrestlers did you meet? Go, Tony Schiavone, because he said hello to me. But if people go, did you meet Hook? I go, well, I did, but I wouldn't really call it a meeting. It's like if people just wait outside a hotel and it's like, come on, Nish. Yeah, Nish! Give me a photograph.
And then Nish is just like with his family, like, fuck off, man.
Yeah, it is desperate how we are as humans. Like, people want a quick buck. They want to flip things. By all means, you can sell your body. But if you are waiting outside hotels, airports, and you know the actors, the actresses, anyone is arriving, and you just go up there and you go, please sign my notebook so I have autographs. Please just realise that that's not on. You can meet them at conventions, you can meet them at meet and greets. Just do not meet them when they're being a human being, because that's not on.
There should always be a line, and there should be a line that you should never cross. And I'm not going to go up to an actor and be like, oh yeah, we're mates, because I know you in the show. You can just say, hey, I'm a big fan. You know, we take a picture, like, you know, don't have to, but, you know, nice to meet you, you know, all that. Done. Nice fan interaction. They're a person. But yeah,
I do have one more example. I years ago met Nick Frost, and I was so happy because there was a girl in front of me and she was like crying, and I was like, I'm glad we're meeting Nick Frost in this way and not like standing outside his hotel being like, can I please get an autograph, Nick Frost?
Was it like a meet and greet type thing or something?
Yeah, it was a meet and greet. I met Nick Frost. I had his autograph. It's in one of my drawers. And my dad kept joking and going, where's the clothesline? Where's the clothesline? Because Simon Pegg. And Nick Frost awkwardly just goes, ha. And I'm like, you're embarrassed to be dad. But like, if I was waiting outside a hotel, I'd like, I need to evaluate my life, because that is just wrong. Like, so please, again, separate the character from the actor, actress. Separate the wrestler from the human being. Separate the movie character from the actor, actress. Separate anything from the actor, the actress.
Also, if you'd spend your day going on every single Reddit post talking about why Alfie's actually bad and a terrible character and here's why he's awful, maybe you're watching a bit too much. You know, maybe it's time to take a little step back and actually go, you know what, maybe I don't need to fucking spend my day telling you why Alfie Moon's actually the shittest character in existence. Maybe just do something else.
Yeah.
But there we are. That is the video about the fandom and dogpiling. Did kind of tangentially just become "Don't get obsessed, you fucking losers." It's probably not the title of the video, as much as I would love to make it that. But ultimately, you know, people are people. Treat people like people. I don't know if this is a kind of bad mentality, but I usually, whenever I'm feeling particularly, like, if I'm having a particularly rough time with my mental health, I usually try to not, like, inflict that on anybody else. I'll tell people I'm struggling, but I'm not gonna, like, you know, if I'm, like, up at, like, 3 a.m. and I've gotten slightly obsessed with something, I'm not gonna be like, hey, Piggy, you should fucking come see this. I'm just gonna be like, you know what? I'll just fucking leave Piggy alone, let them fucking sleep, and I'm just gonna keep this in, and then I'll deal with this another time. I don't think that you should just be like, I'm having a rough time, so everybody should have a rough time.
Sometimes I do that because I can't control my anger, I can't control my sadness. I try not to, but there will be times where I do get mad at Ash and I'm like... But Ash knows I don't really mean it. Just like if Ash snapped at me and punched me in the face and called me a little bollocks, he doesn't mean it. He might mean it 5%, but he doesn't actually hate me. But again, just, you know, draw the line between real people and what you watch on screen, because at the end of the day, like, again, it's like, another example is like, I don't know if you've seen it in Jacksepticeye's community, but a bunch of fans just went out of their way and found old photographs of, like, when Sean was a kid, and they basically uploaded it to his Reddit, and it's like, what do you think? And I'm like, mate,
it's just weird, isn't it?
That's just... It's basically like if I went through your photo album, if I went up to your house and just took photographs of all the photos from it. But here's Ash's mom eating an ice cream. Here's Ash's dad drinking a can. Here's Ash's dog having a wee. I'm like, no, maybe I shouldn't do that.
Yeah, there are limits, and ultimately you should just follow them. But there we are. The EastEnders fandom does love a good dog pile, loves to get very, very angry about the direction that the shows are going, and ultimately, sometimes it's just really misplaced. Sometimes you probably shouldn't be spending your whole time just telling you why the show's shit and it should be taken down, and why this is the worst writing ever. Now this character's bad, and that character's shit, and everything is fucking awful. It's like, maybe you just shouldn't be doing that. Maybe you should be finding something else to do, something you find a little bit more rewarding, something you do genuinely enjoy a little bit more than just kind of taking out all of your frustration on a piece of media that you like. But there we are. I have been Ash from Watching Walford, and I've been joined by Piggy.
Again, I appreciate all you fans, but if you just could please separate our characters from our actual human beings, that would be appreciated. Piggy is just an online character, and most of my opinions are just bad shit because I just want to try and entertain you.
Yeah.
And just know that if you bumped into me in real life and went, I want a photograph, I'll gladly do it. But if you start obsessing over me or Ash, I will gladly tell you to fuck off. Because,
yeah, like in person, I guarantee you, like, am I like making these fucking stupidly, like, fucking boisterous, shouty fucking videos complaining about why Hollyoaks is getting cancelled and why this is actually a good thing? It's not happening. I'm a chill guy. I just want to get through my fucking day. If I'm in public, I want to fucking be home. That's how it fucking works. Like, you know, will you pick me out in a crowd? Am I like a fucking massive presence? Not at all. I'd prefer to be fucking hidden in a crowd. That's where I'm at. So,
like, funny thing is, like, me and Ash were talking about traveling, and Ash went to all his friends, I have a new travel buddy, and they all went, who? Piggy. And so I'm like, yeah, I'm Ash's travel buddy. It's like Ash, when I eventually go over there, Ash, like, I've someone to travel with. I'm glad you look at me that way, because for some reason Ash just thinks I'm confident. And again, please just know that we're human beings as well. And again, I will leave you on this note. Please, again, do not attack anyone for the sexuality. Like, people, what's Chris, fucking the girl from Mr. Beast, like, people just dogpiling on her for some reason. simply because you're trans and complaining that once you're a parent you shouldn't be yourself, you should be, you know, you should be a role model to your child. That's just stupid. You don't know their lives. If I want to be fucking gay and proud, if I want to show my cock to Nigerian men, I will do it. And just let people live their lives. And with that note, please follow us on Twitter/X, Twitch and Instagram at Watching Walford. You can hit us a DM. We might respond. We might not. We might ask you for a pint. And subscribe to us to YouTube. And with that note, I hope you guys enjoy, and we will see you in the next one.
Bye bye.